But here's a video of it done. This is some of the furniture that's going here. We're losing daylight. So this is a pergola. Actually, the second one I built. It just that the last one I did was before my YouTube days. It's based on a design from a book at Home Depot, and so I started out doing this from memory, but we started adding some things to it. Basically, these ladder type sections are actually set on in kind of just a joinery link. But on this one we screwed them down. Also, the design is valid with just a single runner here. We added a second one so that it's a lot stronger than the original design. We've also poured little miniature concrete pads for each post. 3 of the 4 have a rebar sticking up through the post, but kind of overkill, but if you're in hurricane country it can work. All of your strength and reinforcement on these, because the posts don't extend into the ground, they're actually sitting on little concrete pads, so we're not going to have any ground up rot here. But it's basically all of this reinforcement up on the corners, a lot of extra reinforcement, a lot of lag bolts going through these diagonal pieces, and you can pop the screws here as things kind of age and warp and shift a little bit, and redo that if you want. So and then as far as the piece, the original design, it's semi-movable. I mean, you can take out a few key screws and then move one of these things around in pieces. This one's made from cedar. Traditionally, a lot of them are done out of the redwood, but redwood's not readily available anymore. And other little tips and tricks on these: you want to avoid toe screwing at angles. So, like, there's airspace here, but we try to get screws to go to center on down, because this thing's a weather, it's supposed to be a weather-beaten type structure. So we don't. There's a lot of construction methods you might do for interior finish carpentry you can't really do in this type of environment, because we have to expect this thing to be able to sit out in a lot of weather. We're using treated deck screws and a lot of reinforcement. This particular one's gotten more reinforcement than I would normally get. Total cost of the client, I don't know. I didn't buy the materials, and this was kind of an expensive grade of stuff. And it stains when handled, so we have to be really careful even just handling it to make sure that from the common approach everything kind of looks its best. So we want to make sure, and we want to avoid screw heads that show if we can. But it's definitely all screws, no nails. There's no nails here whatsoever. Don't even bring a nail gun. Don't bring a hammer for nailing anything. We got my helper guy here. Did we use a hammer at all on this project?
Only to thump the bottom straight.
Yeah, and that was a sledgehammer. Yeah. No claw hammer even came out of the truck. So it's all screwed in. So mostly with an impact driver. And the hammering was with a sledgehammer to kind of move some stuff around. There it is.